Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Virtual Racers Club. Wow, feels like ages since I've done this. I might be a bit rusty. Give me a chance. Right, we're having a look back at our Sunday Cup. The Sunday Cup is where we take a car, an N-class car, sorry, and a different track every week. And this week it is the BMW M3 Sports Evolution 1989, and we're taking it around the Nürburgring GP. Now, usually we estimate about a 10-minute, three 10-minute sprint races for the Sunday Cup, but these ones are a little bit extended because it's a longer track. So I think these races are about 17 minutes or something. It's 8 laps around the Nürburgring. So buckle up. We'll have a look at the grid. They qualify before each sprint race in the Sunday Cup. I think here at Nürburgring it was a 10-minute qualifier because 5 minutes you'd barely get a lap in. So I.R. Graham is on pole with Alphanut in second spot on the grid. Third for Skyjacker. Guesty is a fourth. Ragnar for Team 13, top Team 13 guy there, is in fifth place, with Shiren in sixth for Team 13. Thingamajig is in seventh, and Jokus for Team 13 is in eighth spot. So let us crack on and watch a bit of racing. We're waiting for the lights here at the Nürburgring before it is a go, go, go. Here they are, they're lighting up now, and it's off. And there goes I.R. Graham, he's making a cracking start. It looks like Skyjacker has also made a cracking start, followed by Guesty. Guesty coming up through the ranks with Skyjacker. Shiren in third, Ragnar Guest. I.R. Graham dropping all the way down into seventh spot there. Really caught napping on the spot, I think, on the grid. He's having a go at Thingamajig around the outside. Meanwhile, Skyjacker, oh, they're side by side going around there. Beautiful stuff. Oh, and Thingamajig having a big off. So Skyjacker leading the way. Whoa, his BMW's all out of control with Ragnar in second spot. So Guesty's dropped down. Guesty's dropped down a little bit as we were watching Thingamajig. And I.R. Graham and Alphanut just ahead of Guesty, with Shiren in third, Ragnar in second, Skyjacker leading the way. Jokus is there, made it up into sixth spot ahead of I.R. Graham, and Thingamajig there in last place. Someone spent more time on their livery again, didn't they, than practicing. So Skyjacker leads the way from Ragnar, who is only just ahead of, well, no, Alphanut and Shiren are side by side here, fighting it out on lap one. Absolutely cracking stuff. Shiren just ahead of Alphanut. From Alphanut's point of view, there you see third place Shiren just ahead. Guesty just behind us, looming large. I.R. Graham making his way through. He's already passed Jokus, and now he's sitting behind Guesty, but we're sat on board with Alphanut in fourth place as he lines up Shiren for a move up to the chicane. Skyjacker's still leading from Ragnar, and there we can see Alphanut just ahead of Shiren, but Shiren making a... Oh, there you go. No, it was Ragnar, was it? No, yes, Shiren absolutely making a leap and getting it a little bit wrong. Skyjacker leading from Alpha. Alpha now up in second. Guesty is in third place. Ragnar in fourth. And there is I.R. Graham making his way through. Thingamajig has got himself ahead of Shiren and Jokus. Jokus making a mistake. And Shiren chasing down Thingamajig to make a move, but it's I.R. Graham who's the man on the move at the moment. And he's just behind Guesty, Ragnar. Ragnar and Guesty on track at the same time has proved to be a disaster in the Sunday Cup, but at the moment both playing quite nicely. Alphanut in second, and Skyjacker is just romping away in the distance here on lap 2 of 8. And Skyjacker has built himself a lovely buffer from Alphanut in second place. Guesty in third, and here we see Ragnar. I.R. Graham has caught these guys up now. Whoa, I think Ragnar breaks a little bit early for I.R. Graham there. He just pelted into the back. And there you can see just ahead, fourth, third and second place for I.R. Graham's pickings in the background. Thingamajig still ahead of Shiren. But it's only a matter of time until the Team 13 Russian sensation makes his way past Thingamajig. In the chat, we've got Skyjacker saying hiya, and Racer Brown, yo, Thingy, hope you're feeling better, my friend, and hello all. Yeah, I'm seeing how it's going. I'm giving the voice a test out. It's my own fault. I shouldn't have tried to hit them high notes when I was listening to Taylor Swift. So Guesty there, hounding Alphanut in third place. He wants that second spot in this first sprint race of the Sunday Cup. Ragnar still ahead of IR Graham. IR Graham not managing to do the deed yet, but he's getting purples. Thingamajig just clinging on ahead of Shiren in 7th, and Jokers, he's a little bit back from these guys in 8th. Ooh, quite a way back. So the battle up front end, Skyjacker, there is no battle. The man's an island. He's all alone. Alphanut fending off Guesty, with Ragnar now having to fend off IR Graham. This is getting quite heated up, and it's only a lap 2. We've broke off into pairs, it seems. Thingamajig and Shiren still driving around. Thingamajig's just about to post a 209.752, with Shiren posting a 209.832, so it's only tenths between those guys, but it looks like Shiren's looking to make a move early doors and stays in 7th place for now, with Jokers playing catch up. And there's Skyjacker, he got the fastest lap on lap 2 with a 208.368. Alphanut not far behind, he's only just fending off Guesty on a real push now. And these guys are really swinging it out there, out past the chicane. Now Graham getting ever closer to the back of the Team 13 BMW. And up ahead, we've got action with Guesty and Alphanut side by side. Alphanut still maintaining that second spot, but Guesty had a good go at it. But that means Ragnar gets to pull even closer to these guys, as Ragnar makes a look at Guesty, and there IR Graham. He's just holding on to the back of that pack, and it's giving Alphanut a little bit of breathing space as Guesty falls into the clutches of Ragnar. And Ragnar, he has to be very concerned of a very fast IR Graham sitting right on his bumper. Meanwhile, Thingamajig still ahead of Shiren, just about. There he goes, Shiren. He's looking like he's going to make the move now. Their side, no, they're not. I think Thingamajig's just ahead, but Shiren's nearly alongside, and now IR Graham's got himself ahead of Ragnar. As we were watching Shiren make the move on Thingamajig, and there you go. IR Graham just up the inside of the Team 13 car, and he takes a 4th place in this race, just behind Guesty. Meanwhile, Skyjacker pulling away, getting more space out there ahead of Alphanut, but Alphanut not that far ahead of Guesty, and Guesty's now under attack from IR Graham. He fends off, closes that door, and IR Graham has to sit in 4th, whilst Ragnar sitting at the back of IR Graham's car. Shiren up ahead of Thingamajig now. Thingamajig dropping down into 7th spot, whilst Jokers still getting used to the BMW. Can anyone stop Skyjacker in this race? It seems not. A 208.490. Alphanut managing a 210. Guesty 210. And IR Graham a 209.2. And Ragnar also managing a 209.8. This little pack are hard at it. Anyone could get it. 2nd place. Alphanut at the moment maintains 2nd spot ahead of Guesty, with IR Graham closing in on Guesty now. And Ragnar just clinging on to the back of that pack. I was getting purples, and there Alphanut. He's only just ahead of Guesty. We saw Alphanut had pulled out a little bit on Guesty, but Guesty's come back at the nut, and he's brought IRG with him. And now IR Graham having a look. Ooh, I'm looking at the wrong person, sorry. IR Graham having a look around the outside in Dunlop. It's a very brave. He's late on the brakes. He's out or wide. He's not gone off though, and Guesty maintains that 3rd ahead of IR Graham in 4th. Ragnar 5th. Shiren now up into 6th. He's on a push at 209.0 last time around. Thingamajig still only a 210.6. He's losing pace there in that BMW. and Joker's managing a 2:12 last time around, but Skyjacker is the man in the lead with Alpha not fending off. Graham's got himself past Guesty. I apologise. Whilst we were looking around, we'll have a look back at IRG's work as he moves up behind Guesty, ready to make the move. Guesty got a slide on there. We saw the tyre smoke, giving IR Graham the opportunity to pull up around the outside and get ahead of Guesty. Now Guesty has to tuck in behind IR Graham, see if he can manage a bit of a tow before they get to the chicane. And all the time these two are battling it out. Alpha not managing to pull away from the pair of them, but there's IR Graham, got it all under control onto the apexes through the chicane. Bish bash bosh, thank you very much. Guesty in fourth, but Guesty's still there. Guesty has not done deal yet. Guesty having a look up the inside of the BMW of IR Graham's. These two fighting it out. Meanwhile, Skyjacker 208.4 last time around for him. Alpha Nut 209.0. IR Graham 209.2 as he's fighting it out with Guesty at 209.6, and this is helping Ragnar behind him. And Guesty around the outside. Did he just do that? Did he do that? Guesty around the outside there. Amazing stuff. Up into third. Ragnar now going up into fourth. IR Graham must have been a small mistake. He's lost 2 spots, but he's trying to come back now. He's coming through the chicane just behind these guys. Guesty, there we go. Ragnar's getting himself up into third place now. And look at that. Ragnar and Guesty, they didn't hit each other. I thought it was a new rule for those guys to trade paint as they passed. But Ragnar up into third place now. IR Graham in fourth. Guesty down into fifth. He's got the pace. He can come back at these guys. Just there in the distance, you can see Shiren in sixth, and Thingamajig trying to cling on to him in seventh. And Jokus, he's just testing at the moment for the next 2 races. So Skyjacker, he's the man. He's traded his car 99 for car 71. And he's absolutely flying at the moment. Alpha Nut in a steady second place. Can he catch up? Skyjacker at this point, he's just done his fastest lap with a 209.0. Ragnar slipping one by Guesty and IR Graham as IR Graham and Guesty battled on. He's got himself up into a podium position. We're on lap 5. We're already on lap 5 of 8, so we're way over halfway in this race. IR Graham waiting for his moment, I imagine, to try and pick off Ragnar. I believe he's a little bit faster than Ragnar is. Ragnar's fastest lap at 209.467, and IR Graham's at 209.221. And Guesty clinging on to the back of these guys. And it's a lovely little train of BMWs we've got going on there from third down into fifth. Shred not too far behind. Here comes IR Graham though. IR Graham having a look up the inside. Ragnar's trying to shut that door, but he also wants to take the line for the corner, and IR Graham there takes third place, and that's the way to do it, as Punch would say. And Guesty, he's having a look at Ragnar also. Ragnar's car looking a little bit sideways. IR Graham's out wide. Has he lost any time from that? And there goes Guesty. He's looking on the inside. He's having a look at Ragnar, but Ragnar's got it all covered at the moment. Let me take a sip. And IR Graham there in third spot ahead of Ragnar. Guesty is in fifth, and these guys are absolutely battling it tooth and nail. IR Graham looks like he's lost the car a little bit. IR Graham, he's lost the car. Oh my god. Skyjacker then is leading. He's just done the fastest lap of the race at 208.345. Alpha Nut in second place with a 208.775. Ragnar, Guesty and IR Graham are absolutely fighting it right out there. There is Guesty in third with IR Graham in fourth, and Ragnar in a fifth spot now. Ragnar being in the podium position just 1 lap ago, and it just all changes like that. IR Graham all over the back of Guesty, who is back into third spot from his earlier position in the race. But now IR Graham going for that inside line, and they're side by side going down the hill towards the chicane In the chat, we've got Ozon672 Games with a little emoticon. And Skyjack said Robinson's. Yeah, I've got a pint of Robinson's right in front of me. And here we go, some more moving there. Oh dear, we've had a little knock. It looked like IR Graham lost all control into the chicane. Sorry, we'll have a look back at that. Because IR Graham looks like... Oh no, I don't know what that was really. It just seemed that Guesty was where IR Graham wanted to be. And Guesty ended up now under threat from Suren coming back into this race there, moving up into 5th place ahead of Guesty. IR Graham fighting it out with Ragnar now up into 3rd spot. This is quite a battle we've got in the midfield. Ragnar in 3rd with IR Graham dropping behind. Suren in 5th now with Guesty coming down. They've all bunched up. We're on lap 7. There's only this lap and the next lap to go. And we've got a battle royale on our hands here with Ragnar versus IR Graham, Guesty versus Suren, Thingamajig versus Thingamajig. Skyjacker, he's out there leading, he's fighting the win. Alphanut getting the fastest lap there on lap 6 with a 2:08.320. The distance isn't major. If Skyjacker makes a couple of mistakes, Alphanut will be up there looking for the win. Ragnar just ahead of IR Graham there. He's slugging it out with the pole. Guesty is just ahead of the Russian sensation. And all of this bickering between the mid-pack, I think, is giving Thingamajig an opportunity. Well, not with 2:11.0s, he's not, to catch up with those guys, I was going to say, but he's somewhat off the pace. And Skyjacker bringing her around to the last sector of lap 7, and then he's only got one more lap to go before he can claim the victory. But Alphanut pushing all the way till the end. He can see Skyjacker off in the distance. IR Graham, he's discarded Ragnar now. He's managed to get past Ragnar, and he is on the move with Guesty in 5th, just ahead of Suren. Suren pushing hard now. He wants a couple of positions. He can see all the way up into 3rd spots. Ragnar looking for a way to get past IR Graham into the chicane, but there is just nothing going on there. And Guesty holding that 5th place ahead of Suren, with Suren very close. One small mistake by any of these guys in these rear-wheel drive BMWs, they can be a little bit of a handful in the corners, but IR Graham so far maintaining 3rd ahead of Ragnar. They're all trying to grab a toe off each other. There's Guesty going down, late braking into 5th. Is he going to get Ragnar? He's not quite up high enough, but it looks like he's got a nice tight corner. He's alongside Ragnar, but Ragnar's got the better line through the corner. So IR Graham maintaining 3rd ahead of Ragnar, with Guesty there in 5th. He's fighting hard for Ragnar, and he's got to defend from Suren. So he's got to be very careful right now. He's in a dubious position. He wants that 4th, but he doesn't want to lose 5th. In 7th, we've got Thingamajig with a 2:10.1, and Joker's there 2:10.7. So Joker's starting to find his pace in the BMW. Meanwhile, Skyjacker is leading quite healthily, really. Where did Alpha drop off a little bit? Alpha dropped off a little bit there, it seems, from our leader. So Skyjacker bringing her home with Alpha in 2nd. Looks like IR Graham has got that 3rd place wrapped up. Meanwhile, Guesty fighting hard with the Team 13 guys. And Suren sitting in 6th, just looking at the back of Guesty's car. Thinking, is there a possibility, whilst Guesty is thinking that of Ragnar, can he find a way past that BMW before the end of the race? And it's all tight stuff here in the mid-pack, with Guesty versus Ragnar, and Suren trying to get something out of that also. Skyjacker then, he's just coming out of the chicane, and he's coming up to the final corner. For race 1, he takes... victory. So Skyjacker takes the first win of the evening, with Alphanut bringing it home for 2nd spot. Hard fought there with Guesty. And in third, IR Graham. Take a boo, my son. Guesty got fourth in the end. Ahead of... Oh, no, we lost Ragnar. Hang on. Oh, dear. So, Guesty, he got fourth. And then Ragnar, I don't know. It looked like there was contact there. Guesty in fourth. Suren in fifth. Thingamajig getting sixth out of that. Ragnar, poor Ragnar there in seventh. And Jokus coming around for eighth spot. But Skyjacker took the win of the first race, and classic stuff. Straight off the grid, up early days, and he let the rest of the field fight it out. What will happen in race 2? Well, let's take a look. As it loads up, Ozon in the chat saying get ready to the last corner. And we saw that between Guesty and Ragnar. It was not good, but Guesty and Ragnar during the Sunday Cup, you have to look back at some of the replays. Them two, there is no love loss on the track, and they've got to be careful when they're in a championship. Then the stewards will just take them to town, even in these one-off races. That the stewards can't do anything about them. They remember. The stewards watch it, and they do remember. Skyjacker's off to play with his new toy. No worries, bro. I know you've got better things on your hands right now. I'll catch you later. Skyjacker's saying goodbye. So let me quickly pause that, and we'll do the grid. We'll do the grid, and then we'll crack on. So IR Graham. Oh, Ragnar did some strange move against Guesty, says Ozon. I see. I didn't see the whole thing, but I know Ragnar and Guesty do have beef with each other in the Sunday Cup. It seems to be ongoing. And even though I shouldn't enjoy it, I do slightly. But I'm partial. I'm impartial. I mean, I'm just the commentator. It's entertaining for me, but I know the admins, it makes steam go out their ears. So IR Graham on a pole with Skyjacker in second spot. Alpha Nut got third on the grid with Guesty in fourth. Suren in fifth place for Team 13, top Team 13 guy with Jokus. There you see, Jokus found some pace with his testing in the first race. He's got himself sixth on the grid with Ragnar in a seventh spot, Thingamajig in eighth, and Carbon Dwarf joining us for the second race on ninth place. So we'll go back to IR Graham and we'll get this show on the way for race 2. And Racer Brown saying, yeah. So IR Graham sat on pole. And the lights are green. And they're go, go, go. Looks a bit of a slow start there for one of the Team 13 guys. No, I think that was Alpha, actually. So IR Graham pulling away. Skyjacker having another blistering start off the grid. But Suren also having a great start. But he's around the outside. Can he maintain it? Skyjacker's taken an early lead again with IR Graham in second spot. Guesty there in third. Suren is holding that fourth place ahead of Alpha Nut in fifth. Jokus has maintained sixth with Ragnar in seventh. Thingamajig in eighth place. And Carbon Dwarf, whoa, he's just getting used to that Beamer, giving it some welly in the corner. So Skyjacker leading from IR Graham and Guesty in third place. These three breaking away from the rest of the pack, and then you've got Alpha Nut just ahead of a Team 13 train with Suren against Jokus and Ragnar all on the track at the same point. Thingamajig sitting there in eighth on the back of that Team 13 train at the moment. Choo choo. So Skyjacker, he's got IR Graham for company in this race though, so he's not getting it all his own way like he did in the first race. Guesty dropped off those guys a little bit there as they fight it out up for the lead of this race. Alpha Nut maintaining that fourth ahead of Suren, whose Ragnar has now got himself ahead of Jokus, and Thingamajig there in eighth. They seems to have dropped off that train of Team 13. Suren leading the Team 13 guys, Ragnar in sixth and Jokus in seventh. And there we go for the lead. IR Graham fighting it out with Skyjacker. IR Graham then taking lead off at Skyjacker. Lads. So IR Graham then. Oh wow, it sounds so different after I've had a drink. IR Graham ahead of Skyjacker. Guesty still maintaining that third space ahead of Alpha Nut in fourth. Then we've got Suren in fifth. He's not too far behind this lead battle. And there, IR Graham, it looks like Skyjacker's coming back into the first corner. He's grabbed a toe. He's tucked in to grab a toe off of IR Graham. Is he going to make a move into the first corner? He's pulled out of the draft. He's having a look. It's all about the late breaks here. Skyjacker looks like he's taking the lead. IR Graham too cautious, but he's come underneath. But Skyjacker maintains it. There's a bit of paint trading. And there IR Graham concedes down into second spot. Only just though. It's not often you see IR Graham having to concede a corner, but there he goes. Skyjacker into first place, and it looks like Guesty also having a look at IR Graham. IR Graham, he's positively having to get his sleeves up and really get down and dirty with these guys. And Guesty all over the back of IR Graham, whilst Alpha Nut looking all in the business of Guesty. Guesty having another look, I thought then. He was offline, but it's put him in a tricky position with Alpha Nut, because now Alpha Nut all up in Guesty's business in fourth spot as they come down to Dunlop. Guesty having to defend from Alpha Nut. We saw Alpha Nut was fast in race one. He finished in second. I think he got the fastest lap possibly. I didn't quite catch it before it went, but I remember seeing he had fastest lap on lap 6. So Alpha Nut coming back at Guesty for that last podium position, with Suren in 5th. Further back, Ragnar. Thingamajig Jokers has dropped back. Poor Jokers. Must have made a small mistake. He's not too far behind Thingamajig and Ragnar though, so he could catch up in that business. And there, Thingamajig and Ragnar battling it out. But it looks like Ragnar quite a distance ahead of Thingamajig right now. And Skyjacker and IR Graham are at it again. I saw their names changing. So Skyjacker and IR Graham battling it out for supremacy in this, the second race of Nürburgring for the BMW M3 Sports Evolution 1989s. Or the drug dealer's car. On every council estate when I grew up, that's what they drove, that or a Sierra Cosworth. So Skyjacker then leading from IR Graham. Alpha Nut has made that concise move up the inside of Guesty, and Guesty looks like he's going to lose. Fourth to Suren. Suren looking around the outside. Guesty having to go from defensive, and he's trying to stay ahead of Suren right now. And Suren's doing all he can to come at the man. Guesty. IR Graham still looking all over the back of Skyjacker for just a small gap to get through, but Skyjacker maintains that lead for the second race in a row. He's kicked up some dust, and that gives IR Graham the perfect opportunity as they come down towards Dunlop. IR Graham's going to be later on the brakes. He's going to take the inside line. Skyjacker's still got some dust on his tyres. He's struggling with grip through the corner, and IR Graham absolutely candy from a baby. Takes the lead with Skyjacker down into second place. Can he come back at IR Graham? Alpha Nut then ahead of Guesty. Guesty, he's pulled a little bit away from Suren there to make his fourth place a little bit safer, as he wants to come back at Alpha Nut for that podium position. Ragnar then, he's still got that pesky thingamajig on his tail. Thingamajig a 210.1 last time around, and Ragnar a 210.0. Their pace is pretty similar. Team 13 versus Team VRC. And not that Thingamajig's a great representative of the Virtual Racers Club. There are better drivers. But under braking there, Ragnar just ahead of Thingamajig. So IR Graham now, he's fighting, he's contesting that lead, because there is Skyjacker up his inside, and Skyjacker is now just about ahead of IR Graham. Skyjacker got the fastest lap. That last, no, did he? No, he didn't, sorry. I thought it said purple. But Skyjacker managing to get this wrestle the lead back from IR Graham. This battle is going to go for the whole 8 laps, I figure. There's Alpha Not in third. He's got Guesty all up in his business. Guesty having a look. He wants a podium from this evening. He's done some good driving, apart from the one we saw. Ragnar, I don't know whose fault it was. I saw it quickly. And there's Ragnar really out wide there. Ragnar using all of the track and then some. Thingamajig maintaining a 7th spot, 209.4 for Thingamajig last time around. His pace getting a little bit better. Ragnar at 209.5, Joker's a 210.0, and Carbon managing a 211.2 there in 9th spot in the Jägermeister BMW. So IR Graham leading from Skyjacker. He's got that lead back. I can't keep flicking back. We'll be here all afternoon. Some of them we just have to trust was a great move. But Skyjacker sitting in second is still bunched up. To say we're on lap 4, these cars are really close together. Guesty there. I mean, they can all still see the first car, which is amazing. Shiren then just behind Guesty in 5th place, just kicking up a bit of dirt there. And Ragnar, oh, Thingamajig and Ragnar are quite close now. Thingamajig trying to get a tow off of the team 13 driver into the chicane. There's nothing you can do. It's hard to make a move into the chicane, not much room. And Ragnar looking like he got through the chicane a little faster than Thingamajig, pulling away slightly. IR Graham trying to break the toe of Skyjacker meanwhile as they start lap 5. Skyjacker ferocious in his approach at the Nürburgring track in the German marquee car. Alpha Nuts under threat now from Guesty. Guesty really wants that podium, but Guesty's hit a bit of curb and he lost the car a little bit, but he's maintained it. Great save, Guesty. But Shiren will pull a lot closer, we assume, as Guesty recovers. But no, that's all right. Looks like Guesty, he swerved that one quite nicely as we sat on board with Shiren. 208.728 last time around from the Russian sensation. IR Graham leading from Skyjacker. Alpha Nut in 3rd. Guesty's in 4th. We're sat on board with Shiren, with Ragnar in 6th and Thingamajig 7th. Joker's in 8th and Carbon in 9th position. How's the battle between Thingamajig and Ragnar? Oh, it's still raging on. These two making a show of it here in 6th and 7th. It was a 210.2 last time around for Ragnar, whilst Thingamajig 210.1. Ooh. I thought they were skidding just ahead. Oh, there's a yellow flag. Oh, my lords. What has happened? We're missing a Skyjacker. Hang along, let's knock it back. So Skyjacker's sitting in a strong 2nd spot, chasing down IR Graham, trying to defend from the Alpha Nut. And there we can see something happens. That's why we've come back. Oh, he's just asked a little bit too much from the Beamer and she's gone. She's gone. And that is Skyjacker's way, on the raggedy edge at all times. And that's the price you pay. So Skyjacker scurrying back onto the track ahead of Jokers. No, Jokers makes his way through, but he's ahead of Carbon there. And Skyjacker's got it all to do. Just behind Jokers though, he's got someone to race. Meanwhile, Thingamajig moving up into 6th. Ragnar moving up into 5th place. Guesty getting that podium. And he doesn't have to overtake Alpha for it. Alpha getting the fastest lap again in the race so far on lap 4, 208.242. So the pace is phenomenal out there. No, Alpha, I scrubbed that. IR Graham just got it on lap 5 with a 207.798. Unbelievable pace in the BMW there. Cracking stuff from IR Graham. Alpha Nut in 2nd spot. with Guesty not too far behind in third. Shiren, he's close enough to make a difference if there's a slight mistake made ahead. Ragnar still ahead of Thingamajig, but like his shadow, he cannot get rid of him. Thingamajig maintaining that pace behind Ragnar, with Joker now up into 7th, and Skyjacker, he's going to be on an absolute push to recover a couple of positions, but with only 2 laps to go, it's going to be a fight from here. And Carbon Dwarf, last time around, did a 213.433. It's not quite getting it in the 210s. A 207.7 is ridiculous though from IR Graham. There's a man who spends no time on his livery and more time on track, which is as it should be. I mean, the man couldn't even be bothered to go to Discovery and find a livery. That's how little time he had for that. I jest. It's like, I like it when IR Graham turns up in just a black model. So Alpha under an absolute deluge of pressure from Guesty. Guesty is on a push. Third is not good enough. It is not good enough for him. Skyjack, oh my God, we've had a load of movement back here. Sorry, we'll go back and have a look at that battle. But Jokers is now ahead of Skyjacker. Skyjacker and Ragnar. Ragnar and Thingamajig. Something happened between these two, did it not? Because they were behind. Ooh, hello. So... ooh. Wow. I don't know if there was contact. I'm going to go back again and have a look. I can't remember. I was actually sat in that car. Oh yeah, there was a knock. There was a knock from Thingamajig. I think he's lifted. I do remember actually, yeah. Virtually come to a stop and got in everyone's way. Yes, so that's what happened between Ragnar and Thingamajig. Slight knock. And Thingamajig lifting right off to give... to redress, but not in the most. The Sunday Cup's not the best thing to look at for it's amateur racing, and it's not of the same quality of the VRC Championship races. I promise they are done better. And it looks like Ragnar has now let Thingamajig through, so maybe Ragnar felt it was his fault. I'm not sure, but a bit of confusion there from Thingamajig and Ragnar, giving Jokers 5th place and Skyjacker in close pursuit. And meanwhile, Guesty got past Alpha. My word, hang on, where did that happen? Just coming up into the last corner. I'm all 6s and 7s, aren't I? I'm recovering from vocal strain. There, Guesty then, that's how he did it, up the inside in the last corner, whilst IR Graham disappears into the distance. Alpha Nut trying to grab a toe, and he's there coming back out, and Guesty really defending into that first corner. Alpha Nut having to go the long way round, but it gives him the best line for this next corner, and there goes Alpha Nut up into 2nd spot with Guesty down into 3rd. Cracking racing going on here from these two. Alpha Nut versus a Guesty for race 1 and race 2. These two have given us some entertainment going on here. Then Shiren in 4th spot. He's not quite been there today. He caught up with those guys but dropped away again. Joker's now having to defend from Skyjacker in these last laps of the race. Joker's really out wide now. Back onto the track, 14-13, and Skyjacker is looking to make the move anytime soon as we watch the battle. Whoa! Jokers comes across the track to take his racing line, but Skyjacker was already on it. No harm, no foul. They both seem to be doing okay. Thingamajig in the background there with Ragnar in close pursuit. And down into the first corner, Skyjacker looking to get the inside line on Jokers, but it's not there to be had. So Skyjacker tucks in again. Whilst we look at the battle between Alpha and Guesty, it's going off here for 2nd place in this race on the penultimate lap, as Guesty's hanging it around the outside there of the corner, and he gets better traction out, but Alpha Nut's got the shorter line as they head up towards an Alpha tucking in behind Guesty as they reach the chicane. Alphanut's trying to make the move in the chicane. Unbelievable stuff. Cracking. And Guesty now having to defend into the final corner, whilst Alphanut around the outside. Is he going to have a look up the inside of him? And that is second spot for Guesty so far. Fantastic stuff. Well done, Guesty, as they start the final lap. But Alphanut grabbing a toe off of Guesty, leading up to the first corner. He's out wide. Guesty's gone defensive. Alpha swinging it around to try and get that line up the inside. Is it enough? Oh, he's done it. He's there again. And Alpha going up into second place with Guesty there in third. Guesty trying to find a way past the BMW there, the mobile BMW, but there is no room to get past. Meanwhile, Shiren is ever getting closer to these guys, and there is Jokers with something else has happened to Skyjacker. Looks like Skyjacker's had another off, but he's ahead of Ragnar. We've had some change. Ragnar looks like he's had an off as well, big one. And Carbon there in ninth, so Thingamajig in sixth, chasing down Jokers now. It's all change in the mid-pack. But IR Graham with the fastest lap at 207.199 for IR Graham there as he leads the way. And Alphanut and Guesty still battling it out there for second spot in this race. The podium has not been decided. We're on the last lap. And Shiren is ever pulling closer together to these guys. A 209.0 last time from Shiren. Alphanut a 211.1. Guesty at 211. That's how much it's costing them. They're fighting. It's cracking entertainment for us, but it's slowing them down a lot, giving Shiren an opportunity to get back into the podium battle. As IR Graham's heading up to the chicane for the final time in this race. We'll have a quick look through. There's IR Graham into the chicane. Alphanut so far ahead of Guesty. Guesty just can't quite get the brakes late enough. And here we go. IR Graham coming around the final corner to take the win of the second race of the evening for the Sunday Cup. And what a man. There he goes. Super stuff. IR Graham, congratulations. Alphanut, is he going to get it? Alphanut just ahead of Guesty in second, Guesty in third. Take a boo, my son. Shiren finishing in fourth. Jokers coming around. He was in last place in the first race. What a turnaround. Up to fifth for race two. Cracking stuff from Jokers, bringing it home in fifth. Thingamajig in sixth place. Skyjacker fighting it out for the lead there in seventh. And Ragnar bringing it home in eighth place for the B Team 13 guys in eighth. And Carbon is just heading up to the chicane. It is a Jägermeister. But there is the man of the hour, IR Graham. Absolute dominant win there. No one's got it into the 207s, I believe. No. Oof, Guesty was close though, 208.0. And that is race two. Awesome stuff. One more to go. I think my voice can just about handle it. Which one is it? It's that one, isn't it? Sorry guys, for you out there, this is not of our usual quality. I am fighting something in my throat. I don't know, it hurts a little bit. It's not too bad when I just talk normally. I think it's when I try and raise it. When I try and raise my voice up a little bit. That it strains. And it's a struggle. Ooh, look, we're dusky. So IR Graham's on pole, Skyjacker second, Alphanut third, Guesty fourth, Shiren fifth, Ragnar sixth, Joker seventh, Thingamajig eighth, and Carbon in ninth. We'll get rid of those. We won't have to do a grid thing now. We've done that. So we're waiting for the lights to go here with IR Graham on pole and Skyjacker on second, but we know how Skyjacker starts. So it's going to be an interesting start. And there they go. IR Graham coming all the way across the track. He knows how Skyjacker starts as well. And Skyjacker, he came across Hamilton style there. He didn't want Skyjacker getting the run, did he? For sure. For sure, that was a cracking move from IR Graham, straight across the road. But it's not worked, because Skyjacker, he's got the inside line now, going into turn 2, and he might come out in the lead. But no, IR Graham still maintaining it. Sharon is up into third. We've guessed here in 5th. There are some big players and contenders here today. And there we go, Skyjacker battling it out through the chicane. And no, IR Graham still got it. They're side by side, heading down towards the left-hander, and IR Graham's just about got it ahead of Skyjacker, with Seren in 3rd, Guesty now in 4th place, just ahead of Alphanut. Alphanut trying to get a move, but he's lost the beamer a little bit. Can he get it back under control? He's ahead of Ragnar for Team 13. Joker's in 7th. Thingamajig there in 8th place, ahead of Carbon in 9th. But IR Graham fighting it with Skyjacker. These two have been titans today in the BMWs. They've just been battling it out here. They've got to win each, so winner takes all, I guess, between these two. They want to win this one, if they are, because Sharen's there in 3rd. Oh my god, Jokers is in 4th. Oh, we've lost Guesty and Alphanut. One little tickle. I think we saw it just there. So Guesty in 4th, ahead of Alphanut. Guesty going in to Dunlop. He's a little bit sideways. Oh, and I just think Alphanut helped him around. I think the beamer was already slightly going drifting, but Alpha just give it that little gentle tap it needed to come all the way around, and Alpha redressing, absolutely positively cracking. So IR Graham, well, them two guys are fast, so we'll see them cut through the field, I'm sure. So IR Graham just maintaining that lead ahead of Skyjacker. Sharen more in it this time. Found some pace. He's sticking with these guys, keeping in their toe. Joker's there, 4th, ahead of Thingamajig in 5th place, ahead of Ragnar in 6th. Carbon in 7th place, with Guesty and Alpha battling it out again. We saw these two. These two have absolutely been dynamite in all 3 races so far, and it's a wonder some of that close racing they've been doing, an incident didn't happen. Whoa, Guesty wiggling it through there, trying to maintain control of that BMW. And Alpha, no, these two are just going to keep swapping places, and someone else is having an off. Is that Carbon? Carbon's had an off on the straight as well. So IR Graham leading from Skyjacker. Sharen's in the business as well, and this is cracking stuff. We'll sit on board with Sharen for a short couple of corners, looking how wonderful these beamers look from behind. Cracking stuff. I love a good box car. I love a good box on wheels myself. And there you go, just going out a little bit wide in that corner. He's lost a little bit of gap on the guys ahead. IR Graham and Skyjacker battling it right out, with Jokers in 4th, Thingamajig in 5th. Can't get used to saying 5th next to Thingamajig, should be last. Ragnar in 6th, Guesty 7th, Alphanut in 8th on their comebacks. And there you can see the battle ahead. IR Graham and Skyjacker, absolute hammer and tong out there, with Seren in 3rd, Jokers in 4th. Somewhat ahead of Thingamajig. Ragnar just behind Thingamajig in 6th. Guesty in 7th, with Alphanut just behind in 8th. And Carbon just heading into Dunlop now in 9th place in his orange Jägermeister. It looks cool. And IR Graham still maintaining that lead from Skyjacker, but Skyjacker isn't giving him a second to think about it. He's keeping him honest all the way. Seren losing the toe of those guys ahead. Spill a bit of orange squash on my keyboard, sorry. And Joker's there in 4th place, ahead of Thingamajig. Can Thingamajig finally find a bit of pace in that BMW to catch up Jokers in this race? They've been around about the same pace as each other all race. A 210.5 from Jokers. 209.7 from Thingamajig. So Thingamajig may catch them up. A 209.2 from Ragnar, faster than the pair of them. Guesty, a 208.2, absolute unbelievable pace here. 208.4 from Guesty and Alphanut as they slice through the field. They've already got past Carbon. IR Graham maintaining that lead from Skyjacker, but they're hard fought out there for this lead. It's cracking stuff with Suren in the final podium position. Doesn't look like anyone's going to fight him for it either. Joker's a little bit further back. He's going a little faster now, but he's getting caught up by Thingamajig and Ragnar. So Jokers will be under threat at some point if he doesn't pick up the pace a little bit. IR Graham, a 207.8. That's unbelievable lap time. 207.5 from Skyjacker. It's crazy times these guys are putting out there. With Suren, a 209.0. The Jokers, we'll see his times. But this is the battle here in the midfield and the lead. With Guesty and Alphanut are going to be catching those guys up if they're a second faster a lap pretty soon. There's Carbon going around Dunlop, car 34. The battle there, IR Graham versus a Skyjacker. And that has been the story of this Sunday Cup with the BMWs. Skyjacker versus IR Graham, and what a battle we have been having with these guys. It's been unbelievable stuff, and it's absolute stalemate out there at the moment. It looks like Skyjacker is going to grab a toe down the start straight to try and get a break into the first corner. You see all the cars just hazy behind her, and there he goes, Skyjacker having a look up the inside, heavy on the brakes. IR Graham around, he'll maintain that inside line if he can stay there, and he does. So IR Graham absolutely defending the corner like a champ, while Skyjacker has to think of something quite inventive to get past IRG. Those two carry on with Suren in third. A lonely race for Suren right now, no one around him. Jokers, he's done a better lap that last time around, 209.4. Thingamajig, a 209.6. And a 208.9 from Ragnar. So Ragnar really starting to apply the pressure to Thingamajig in this race, as Thingamajig's trying to catch up at Jokers down here for 4th, 5th and 6th. Meanwhile, Guesty and Alphanut are further down the road catching up these three with stupendous pace. And there you can see Ragnar just flicking that accelerator through a Dunlop as they end up coming up to Schumacher S. Is he going to make a move? I'm sitting on board because it looks like he's going to make a move into this corner. He's heavy onto those brakes. Third gear, carrying a lot of speed over the curb. Looks like Thingamajig had to lift for Jokers to put him under threat now. And now Ragnar is really on the tail of Thingamajig, ready to leap up into the chicane. This is it, Team 13. Absolutely destroying Thingamajig here. And Jokers looks like he's going to get into Ragnar's way, and there you go, Ragnar up into 5th place. Absolutely textbook. Thingamajig down into 6th, as Ragnar now chases down his teammate Jokers in 4th place. Meanwhile, the lead is IR Graham. He's pulled a little bit out on Skyjacker. Skyjacker though not too far behind. Suren, he's a little further back from those guys. There's Jokers under threat from Ragnar. Thingamajig trying to stay up with these guys, and now guess who's turned up? Here's Guesty on a 207.9 that last time around. Alpha not doing a 208.2. Thingamajig only managing a 210.6. And Ragnar at 209.6. It's crazy racing here. Jokers trying to defend that 4th position, but he's got his teammate all up in his business. His fellow pole is trying to get past. Is Joker's going to fight him for it or just let him through? The faster of the Team 13 cars, and there's a pressure cooker of cars queuing up behind Ragnar, including Thingamajig and Guesty. Guesty looks like he's going to make short work of Thingamajig though, as they head into Dunlop, and it looks like Thingamajig's making a move on Ragnar up the inside, and Thingamajig, he's come to life. Look at him. He does know how to overtake people. Well, not quite, but he's got up there. He give it a go. We'll give him a special badge. I'll make one out of paper mache for him. Paint it gold, he won't know any different. And there we see Thingamajig has just been owned by Guesty. Guesty, lovely move up the inside. Thingamajig down into 7th place, with looming large in his mirrors. Meanwhile, IR Graham still leading. And is he leading a lot? I cannot tell by this angle. No, not a lot. So Skyjacker still there, looming large in IR Graham's mirrors. IR Graham not managing to just disappear. Shiren, a lonely race, as we already said, in 3rd. Ragnar now making the move on Jokers. We'll knock that back one, shall we? To see the move. Ragnar pulling on Jokers here. The two Beamers heading up through the chicane, and it looks like Ragnar got a better drive out the chicane than Jokers. Jokers now down into 5th place, with Guesty there 6th, sitting on their tails. Thingamajig clinging on in 7th place, ahead of Alpha Nut in 8th, but it's only a matter of time. And Carbon Dwarf in 9th place. So IR Graham leading the way from Skyjacker. Skyjacker hounding him all the way to lap 8. We're on lap 6 right now. And Shiren in 3rd. Wow, it always sounds weird when I've had a drink. Shiren maintaining that 3rd spot. There it goes, it's gone again. Ragnar now, oh my lord, Guesty. Guesty making a move on Jokers. Guesty, I don't want you to go out of the car, I want to see that. So yes, Guesty moving up ahead of Jokers. Jokers out wide. Can Thingamajig make something of it also? And then, meanwhile, Alpha Nut is these guys up. Shkalaboo, shkalaboo. And there goes Thingamajig. He's trying to make a move on Jokers, but Jokers is defending great there. Jokers stuff. Joker keeping that 6th spot from, oh no, and Thingamajig's lost the back of the car. This surely has let Alpha Nut through. And Alpha Nut now making the move. Ow. Alpha Nut, go on. And yes, Alpha Nut gets ahead of Thingamajig. We saw some yellow flags, but doesn't seem to have affected anyone. Oh my lord. No, there's no Skyjacker in 2nd place. Skyjacker's dropped down into 3rd. So what's bejeebers, man, happened here as he chases down IR Graham, and he's got it a little bit sideways into Dunlop, but he's doing okay. He's got it under control, and they're just on the out. Oh, as he comes out of the corner, one wheel onto the dirt, and he spun her around like a record, baby. Yeah, right round. So IR Graham leading. Shiren moving up into 2nd place. I bet he can't believe his luck. Skyjacker having to recover. He's got some good distance, and Ragnar is under some major threat from Guesty. Remember, no love lost here between these two drivers. Ragnar and Guesty have history. They flirt a lot on track. I'm going to tell them to get a room soon, the pair of them. And Joker's there. Oh, Alpha Nut has got past Thingamajig. Oh yeah, we saw that because Thingamajig was wiggling around all over the place, wasn't he? So there we go. We see Alpha Nut now moving up ahead of Jokers. Jokers in the Team 13 car. Alpha Nut in the Mobile car. Mobile 1. And Ragnar, he's under threat from Guesty. It's the Guesty and Ragnar show. I can't lie, I do like it. I do like the rivalry. I do like a bit of rivalry, as long as they're all right with each other. I don't know, I've never actually spoke to them and said, do you two really like have a dislike for each other, or is it all just... Oh, there's Guesty. He's made the move, but Guesty's lost the back end. Ragnar's still there. Ragnar still maintaining 4th place ahead of Guesty. And what a battle we're having, but Guesty's pushing a little hard now, and Alpha Knot is just behind. So Guesty is going to be under threat from the mobile BMW. Joker's there in 7th. Thingamajig's getting closer to Joker's. Can he get a position before the end of the race? And Carbon in the Jägermeister BMW in 9th spot. IR Graham, he's heading into Dunlop. He's all alone. IR Graham, he could just bring her home. He's just driving for fun now in 1st place with Seren. He's got no threats that close to him either, as we're on lap 7, coming around to start the final lap soon. Skyjacker in that final podium position. He pushed hard for the win, but in the end, that corner, exactly where he is now, caught him out. Ragnar doing a blinding job in 4th. He's dropped Guesty a little bit. With Guesty we saw losing the back end of that BMW. Alpha Knot in 6th spot ahead of Thingamajig. Thingamajig's got past Joke. Do you know what? I'm going to watch it because I don't often go past people. I think Joker's is coming back. You don't often see Thingamajig go round people, so why not? Oh, unfortunately it was Joker's making a mistake. But there you go. Every position counts. So Thingamajig up into 7th place. That's self-serving, isn't it? That's what happens when you let the commentator race. Joker's in 8th place and Carbon in 9th. So let me have another drink. In 1st place we have IR Graham. Could you imagine if I did this last week when I sounded like Muttley? Or Baron Greenback. Hey, Danger Mouse, I'm gonna get you next time. But it was a bit gruffer than that. So IR Graham leading into the final lap. Shiren in 2nd spot. Skyjacker trying all he can to pull something back, but he's just a little bit too far off Seren. But Ragnar is absolutely flying towards Skyjacker. So Skyjacker's got to be careful with Guesty trying to get a toe off Ragnar. He's a little too far back there. And he's got Alpha Knot in his toe. Whoa, he's going for a move. But Ragnar seeing that move and putting his BMW in the way of it. Great stuff there. Great defending from Ragnar. With Guesty in 5th, Alpha Knot there in 6th place. And as we saw Thingamajig getting past Joker's there in 7th place. And Joker's in 8th, ahead of Carbon, who's just about to start his final lap. Boom. And IR Graham then heading down towards Dunlop. Not a worry in the world. A 207.3 as the fastest lap the last time around. And there is Seren in 2nd place. The Russian sensation come good in the end. Got that podium. Skyjacker hard fought for the lead. Hey, David Bunting's in the chat saying, we've just about finished, man. We're on the final lap. Ragnar in 4th ahead of Guesty. Guesty defending with Alpha, from Alpha, I mean. For this final lap, Alpha trying to get that 5th place from Guesty. These two have had a cracking Sunday Cup. All 3 racers have been blinding from those guys. They're on a final push as IR Graham comes up to the final corner. And here he goes to take his 2nd win of the evening. Congratulations, IRG. You are the original gangster. In 2nd spot, Shuren, a nice tidy race, kept his head down, stayed out of trouble, and he brings his BMW home for Team 13 in 2nd place. Great stuff. Skyjacker was in 2nd, spun out, got 3rd, and look down here, we've got Ragnar ahead of Guesty and Alpha. What a finish for them guys. Take a boo, Skyjacker, sorry. And there's Thingamajig, comes across the line in 7th with Jokus bringing it home in 8th place. And Carbon there, he's just coming around to complete his last lap. He got a 210.7. He's got 2 210s there. He did all well. Roy. So there you go. IR Graham. What can you say about the man? He's great. Shuren, again, great consistency in the Sunday Cup with Skyjacker looking absolutely alive. Ragnar and Guesty continuing their fun show for us. Alpha Nut having a blind. He had a couple of podiums. He had coming together with Guesty in this one. There's Thingamajig, and Carbon's just coming around now. So thank you for watching, and catch us again on the VRC. See you all later. Bye. I usually give it more than that, don't I? So yeah, if you want to play with us, go to www.virtualracersclub.co.uk, and now it's a pop-up. I've heard it's not a big button that says join our community. It's a big flaming pop-up, so you can press on the pop-up and that'll take you to our Discord. Thank you for watching, and I will croak at you soon, I'm sure. Oh, I didn't even do the names thing, did I? Have I got a name? Have I got a name off the top of my head? I was your broadcaster and commentator. My wife tidies everything up. I was your broadcaster and commentator, Peter Beater. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye.